What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering, and I just realized that the top of my head is sunburned, so that'll be fun. So we've got some new news on Captain Marvel 2. Apparently, Brie Larson is very concerned about being overshadowed. We also are told who exactly will be the villains in the new movie, and the original director from Captain Marvel 1 has spoken out about being replaced. Lots of news. I'm not going to bury the lead. We know this source. We know it's We Got This Covered. We know that it's probably a 15% chance that it's actually real, but they have had things right in the past, so we'll just approach to cover news on this website with that same disclaimer. It's still unclear when exactly we'll see Avengers 5, but that doesn't mean some of Earth's mightiest heroes won't be getting together again before that. In fact, we know Captain Marvel 2, the second solo outing for Brie Larson's Carol Danvers, is going to be something of an Avengers movie in disguise. The Direct reported the other week that Captain Marvel 2 will feature Miss Marvel, and alongside her, several other important heroes. Well, Miss Marvel's not an important hero, but I'm not going to nitpick. And the MCU will turn up in the pick. In fact, according to the Direct, the sequel will go down a mini Avengers theme. Presumably then, there will be a lot going on in it, and it could take some cues from Captain America's Civil War. Sandwiched in between Avengers Age of Ultron and Avengers Infinity War, the beloved threequel introduced several key new faces into the franchise and also set the stage for the end of the Infinity Saga. Now, this isn't a bad idea. I think this is probably Disney and Marvel hedging their bets a little bit, deciding that, maybe Brie Larson's Captain Marvel isn't enough to carry a whole franchise. But it's interesting, though, because, the movie itself made over $1 billion. So, outside of the box office, I'm not sure what else you're looking at. I don't think, if I'm Disney, I'm not so worried unless they really think, like I thought, sandwiching it in and marketing it as required reading for the end of the saga might have inflated the numbers, but that's neither here nor there. Captain Marvel 2 could do something similar as well by giving Miss Marvel her first appearance on the big screen and possibly even setting up the formation of the new Avengers. But amidst all of this, Brie Larson wants to ensure that the focus stays very much on Carol Danvers, as it's still her movie. According to sources close, this are the same ones that told us Taskmaster would be the main villain in Black Widow, so they were right about that. And John Wick 5 is happening. That was also right. And Netflix is developing a Witcher prequel. That was also right. So they've had some recent information correct, all of which turned out to be correct. Larson has expressed concern to Kevin Feige and Marvel Studios that she will be overshadowed in Captain Marvel 2, given all that's going on plot-wise, and all the prominent characters who are set to be involved. Again, this doesn't make a ton of sense to me because Miss Marvel is not only a brand new character in the movies, but a ultra niche character from the comic books. That continues. Not to mention the fact that Monica Rambeau is said to have a large role in the project too, something else which Larson is reportedly worried about. I don't necessarily believe that either. I don't believe Miss Stunning and Brave, we need more representation in film, is worried that Monica Rambeau has a bigger role in her film. Again, that's what they're reporting. I don't necessarily buy it. To be fair, the Room Star, these are all valid concerns. After all, this is still a Captain Marvel movie and does need further to develop Carol and her arc. I agree with that. One of the biggest things that I hate DC for is how they gave us such a great Superman origin story under the Henry Cavill era, and then just immediately jumped the shark to Superman versus Batman. Like, we could have taken 10 films of a Superman character arc. We didn't need Batman to sell tickets. It was a huge mistake. Batman didn't need Superman, and Superman didn't need Batman. So that film was just stupid. But at the same time, you have to trust Marvel knows what they're doing. They've successfully pulled off many crossover films at this point and know how to balance things. Just look at Infinity War and Endgame as proof of that. Well, this looks like Showbiz Cheat Sheet also seemed to pick up the exact same story, so maybe they have an interesting... they might have the same source, because this is the exact... they're using We Got This Covered as the source. We know that the actress is set to lead the MCU. Larson's reported concerns are valid, given that Captain Marvel is the main character in the upcoming sequel. Larson also knows her worth as an actress, as she brought the name recognition to the role after winning the Academy Award for her leading role in The Room. Since Larson has joined the franchise, Captain Marvel grossed over $1 billion worldwide, becoming the first female-led superhero movie to earn $1 billion. Is that true? I don't think that's true. Didn't Wonder Woman make more? They were over $1 billion, right? Oh, 821 million. Oh, okay. Still, both films were wildly successful, but yep, okay, looks like they were right about that. In March 2019, the Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige revealed that even before Larson proved to be a successful fit in the MCU, she was meant to lead the franchise, saying, "When we found out that Brie Larson might be interested in joining our world, we had a number of meetings. She was a huge fan of the character in the comics, doubt it. One of the highlights of my career at Marvel was introducing her at Comic-Con and having her come out on stage and stand there with literally almost everybody from everyone else of our movies. There she was at the forefront, and she had a great foreshadowing, not just for now, but how audiences are going to embrace Brie and the character, but also how Captain Marvel is about to take the lead and be at the forefront of the entire cinematic universe." Well, it's going to be disastrous if they want to put Captain Marvel as the head of the Avengers. Now, maybe, I mean, you have Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange right now. I mean, are you just going to ignore Iron Man, the Incredible Hulk, and Thor? I mean, are we just going to put them in the back seat now? I suppose if you say that, still Spider-Man is way more beloved than Captain Marvel ever was and ever will be. Now, power for power, Captain Marvel is vastly more powerful than Spider-Man. So from a power standpoint, I suppose I would buy that. But from a fan standpoint, I just don't see Captain Marvel films selling as many tickets as Spider-Man films. So it's going to be very interesting to see, if Kevin Feige was just blowing smoke there, or if he really thinks that's the plan. They're also reporting that they've decided on the villains from Captain Marvel. This out of 2 days ago. Now, the sequel beginning to take shape, we're starting to learn a bit more about the story might involve. And among other things, we've heard that Marvel's reportedly settled on who they want the main villains for the film to be. According to sources close to the sequel, blah, blah, blah. On one side, we'll have Vernique, Queen of the Skrulls. Which makes sense, who appeared in the comic book as early as the Skrull Empress, and has a hand in the events of the Secret Invasion storyline, in which some of Earth's mightiest heroes were replaced by imposters, and appearing alongside her to cause trouble for Carol Danvers will be the Lunatic Legion, a fanatical Kree group with some pretty dodgy ideologues about race superiority. Oh, Brie's going to love that. Together, these two will act as the main threats in the film, we're told. At least that's the plan right now. Things can always change, though, as the project continues to develop. Well, again, seems like a weird thing to know already. I'm not a film director, so I don't know how things work. Or, I mean, I'm not in the industry. But they literally just announced their film's director like a week ago. So would they decide the villains before they write the script? I guess, yeah, you probably would. So that would make sense. And these villains obviously would make sense for Captain Marvel. I mean, you wouldn't have her fighting against Magneto. I mean, it's just, there's only so many that would seem to fit. But if you keep in the Captain Marvel lore, I think that makes sense. And then, ultimately, now the original Captain Marvel director has broken their silence on Nia DaCosta helming the sequel. Now, Nia DaCosta has directed absolutely nothing of note. She has directed Candyman, which we haven't seen, which is a Jordan Peele production. Jordan Peele has steadily declined in his production quality in Hollywood. What he did, The Twilight Zone, was a disaster. His sophomore follow-up, Us, was just terrible. Can he right the ship? I sure hope so. I'm still genuinely curious how Candyman will work out. Will I pay to see it in the theater? Nope. Will I pay to see it on premium VOD? Nope. Will I watch it? Yep. Because Jordan Peele doesn't want my money anyway. So that's fine. Now, Ryan Fleck, who directed the first Captain Marvel movie, was not brought back. Sorry, it's a Monday. On the second Captain Marvel film. The first was directed and written by filmmaker duo Ryan Fleck and Anna Boden. The blockbuster introduced Carol Danvers to audiences before they eventually appeared in Avengers Endgame, revealing a new type of origin. Nia DaCosta will continue with the sequel that's currently expected to arrive sometime in 2020. I heard it's also going to be set in modern era, like in the 2020s. So that'll be interesting. But then you see Ryan Fleck say, "Congratulations to Nia DaCosta. Can't wait to see where you take this. Anna and I are thrilled for you and wishing you the very best. Higher, further, faster." I mean, what else is he supposed to say? He's not going to be able to be salty about it, although it seems like, I don't know if you were super happy about the first film and how it turned out. Is it common that you would replace the director for the second one? I mean, are they going to replace the director for Birds of Prey, the Harley Quinn film? Did they just bounce him because they wanted more diversity on set? I mean, you could look at it very superficially and say that that's how it looks. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Disney was unhappy with him. Again, this is another curious decision for a film that, you know, had a superhero that almost really nobody outside of comic book fans knew or cared about, and it still made $1 billion. So, again, maybe more evidence that Disney doesn't think Captain Marvel can stand on its own, but it'll be interesting to see. I think it's going to be a disaster when you have a rookie director. You have a character that we don't really know if she can stand on her own, and if you're putting this kind of pressure on Captain Marvel by saying, oh, she's going to be the new face of the Avengers, people aren't going to like that either. So maybe Kevin Feige should just keep his mouth shut and let them make the movie and avoid risking alienating fans before it ever even comes out, a la Ghostbusters 2016. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.